Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Gary with the Hustle Fan TV, man. Back at you with a video. I'm here with my guys, Navin and Evan. We're going to talk about a quick little thought about the Patriots game last week, and then we're going to go right into this Bills preview, man. So, guys, what's going on, man? How y'all feeling today?
Good, man. Good. Glad to be on the other side of Victory Monday last week. So, hopefully tomorrow gets a little bit better for us as well. We beat a big opponent.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Definitely a good way to be on the winning side this week. Shout out to the Rook, man. Big plays.
Yeah, good game from the Ravens. You like to see the pass defense play a little bit better, but they got the turnovers, got 4 turnovers, can't really ask for too much more. So and the offense looks good still, So we'll roll into the Bills game. So first question I got for y'all is how do you feel about when I say that the Ravens are last in passing yards allowed and the Bills are the first in passing yards this season? What do you think about going into this matchup?
So if you follow me on Twitter, you already know. Like we drafted Brashad Perryman over Diggs essentially. So I already know that he about to do him against us because his mother even came out and said that Ozzie Newsome was crazy for not drafting her son. So I already know he's gonna go crazy. So I'm just hoping that we contain him for real. I was looking at the highlights from last week and I seen that Devontae Parker was going absolutely crazy against us. He had his coming out party against us. And if Devontae Parker was showing out against us, then I'm pretty sure that Stephon Diggs is going to do the same. So I'm just hoping that we contain him. It ain't really no, when you got a receiver like that, it's really no stopping him. So I just hope that we contain him the best we can, and we walk away with that W. But I really think that the pass rush is going to be key. So I'm expecting a big game. I know it's a lot, but I'm expecting a big game from Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is where my head was going at. I mean, of course, Josh Allen. But, I mean, getting that ball to Stephon Diggs and him getting behind our coverage, yeah, it's make me a little bit nervous, especially because of high caliber wide receivers we've already shown. I don't know what it is. I think it might just be just the nerves on top of the fact that those guys are talented. But all that mixed up, we get torched every time. So hopefully they figure something out. I mean, yeah, it was looking a little rough for the defense for a good part of last week's game. I mean, like you said, they ended up getting it together, but at certain point it's going to be too late to get it together. Like you can't fall apart in the first half, get it back together the second half, and then Miami the week before be good the first half and fall apart the second half. Like you gotta be consistently good all the way through. And with somebody like Stephon Diggs out there running routes on you, what was he doing? He was doing crossovers and stuff at the line. Right, somebody like him out there doing that to you, you gotta be consistently good, start to finish. So I'm hoping that we can get that together.
Yeah, I feel like the Ravens as a team, haven't played a full 60 minutes of football yet. I feel like we're still taking quarters off and things of that nature. So I was looking at the injury report. The only people for the Ravens that are in doubt, looks like Justin Houston won't play this week. He's doubtful. So J.K. Dobbins is back. And they say Ronnie Stanley is questionable. I'm just going to assume he's not going to play this week or maybe next week. We'll see Ronnie Stanley. As far as the Bill side, Gabe Davis is questionable, but they said he's going to play, so we'll see him out there. And then they got a bunch of guys on here: Jordan Poyer, Ed Oliver, one of their quarterbacks, Dane Jackson, tight end Dawson Knox. So they got a lot of guys questionable on the Bills. Maybe the Raiders will take advantage of that. Maybe some of these guys won't play. But at the end of the day, when I look at this game, I think Ed brought up a good point with the pass rush, man. And Jason Pierre-Paul, can he come in and make an impact right away? It's kind of sucks that Justin Houston has this injury right now because I didn't want Pierre-Paul to play so much right away. You know what I mean? Kind of get his footing. But it's going to look like it's going to have to be him and Odafe Owe. And then, they signed a couple of guys, Copeland and Tachu and things like that. But I'm worried about how this how the Bills pass game can get off, So do you guys think that we got to talk about the weather? Because I'm looking outside right now. It's like it's probably going to rain tomorrow. Do you guys think the weather's going to play a big part in the game?
Absolutely not. No, I don't. Because if it's raining, like, if it's just like a drizzle, because right now, I'm not sure if it's like raining hard right now, but, I feel like with these two quarterbacks that's playing against each other, especially Josh Allen, I don't think it really matter because he got a big arm. His pass is going to cut through any and everything damn near. So, I think that won't really play much of a role. And then if it does play any like factor in this game, I think it will favor the Ravens because the Bills don't really have a good run game. They don't have a good run game. Not really. They don't have a good run game. So I would be very surprised if like their running backs got off this week. I really would.
I mean, I'll agree with the second half of your statement. I think that it will impact definitely to an extent. I think Josh Allen, yeah, can get the ball out, but it's not going to be as frequent. And I think it's just going to come down to the run game. Ultimately, I mean, Lamar just broke a 70-something yarder over Miami. Lamar is consistently getting positive yards when it comes to running. Running game look like it's picking up a little bit. Me personally, give the ball to Justice Hill every other play. Y'all know how I am about that. But I think that's what it's ultimately like really, really going to come down to. And then this play calling too, though, because I mean, you got to at a certain point figure out like, all right, cool, this running shit not working. How often are we going to pass it, or when are we going to pass it? Like, let's get the game plan set when it comes to that. Especially like if it's raining like bad, like if it's a drizzle, I'm not really worried about that. But so yeah, that's where my head is at.
Yeah, no, I think you guys brought up some good points. I think that this weather can definitely affect the game. I don't want it to be like, I don't know if y'all remember like when it was like 2019 and we played I think it was like the 49ers and it was like a pouring down rain. You really couldn't even get all you really could do was run in that kind of weather. So I'm hoping the rain is not that kind of bad. If it's just like a light drizzle, I think Lamar, I know Lamar has enough arm strength to cut through the rain. Josh Allen, obviously, we know he has a cannon for an arm. So what are you guys looking out for as far as guys who could be X factors on the Bills besides like a Josh Allen because we know what he can do. For me, I'm looking out for my son, Gabe Davis, right? So look. I'm looking to see what he can do today. He said he's going to play, but he is a big body receiver, and we just saw what Devontae Parker did, right? Now, Gabe Davis, we could say, is probably more talented, been doing a lot better than Devontae Parker has been so far in his career, and he's playing with a better quarterback than a Mac Jones. I mean, I look at this defense. We gave up 460 yards to Tua, 320 yards to Mac Jones. And even in that Jets game, I felt like Joe Flacco had a little bit too much success passing at times. So if I can look at it and say, who am I worried about? Like you said, Diggs going to get his, right? I mean, you want to shut down Diggs. The Ravens don't really like. I don't expect Marcus Peters or Marlon Humphrey to travel with Diggs. They don't really do that. So I'm looking at Gabe Davis, man, see what he can do. I think that's a real X factor. You guys got anybody on the Bills?
I agree, actually. That's exactly where my head was going at. I mean, of course, we're gonna put a lot of energy into towards like trying to stop Stephon Diggs, but at the end of the day, he gonna do what he gonna do. So we just got to try to cut any and everything off pass wise that we can from Josh Allen, and Gabe Davis is it. He's that next one up. So I'm hoping that we can get it together. Yeah, the Devontae, good. All right, cool. The Devontae Parker piece definitely did make me nervous last week, though. I didn't know what was going on, and it's not like it was anything spectacular going on. So hopefully we can get it together at least, a wide receiver, like you said, is just a little bit better than Devontae Parker, at least at this juncture in his career.
So my X factor for the Bills is going to have to be probably because I feel like the Ravens are going to play a lot of matchup zone to a certain extent. So I feel like that X factor is going to be between Isaiah McKenzie, aka Lord Dirty, and Jamison Crowder. So those two guys, they are, slot type receivers that know how to find those holes in the zone. And, Josh Allen can throw people open into the zone. You find that spot in the zone, you sit, you don't move, type of offense. They built a great chemistry of that. If you watch them play, you can see those two guys really excel in zone. I expect the Ravens to play a lot of zone for real. And yeah, so those are my two X factors, the two slot receivers that they rotate in and out. So I feel like those two guys probably be the X factors for the Bills.
All right, so I guess now we're going to talk about the Ravens side of it. As far as defensively, who you guys looking for to have a big game? I think for me, when I look at it, right, we talk about these cornerback matchups and things like that, but I want to see Patrick Queen have a good game today. I mean, not well tomorrow. I want to see Patrick Queen have a good game because I think that in the middle of that defense, he's going to have a lot of control in there. And if the Bills aren't going to run the ball a lot, he might be freed up to. I want to see McDonald blitz Patrick Queen more. I feel like he's really good at blitzing. He's fast. He's effective, especially if this pass rush isn't getting home. Send that extra guy, man. Get Queen up in there. He does pretty well. I think when he in the Patriots game, I think him and Hamilton blitzed and Queen came down with the sack. So it's like when he blitzes, he does tend to get back there. He's pretty good at it. So if we know that he's not the strongest in coverage or he's still working on that area of his game, send him after the quarterback. And who better to spy a guy like Josh Allen than an athletic linebacker like Patrick Queen? So who's some X factors on defense for you guys as far as the Ravens go?
Travis Jones. I need my pass rush. Like I said in that first episode we did, like all three levels of football defense help each other. So we getting pressure on the quarterback. That's going to help my DBs. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help my linebackers in coverage. So my X factor this game is Travis Jones. With Michael Pierce being out, I'm pretty sure that he's going to get a lot more, way more reps. So that's my X factor on defense at the moment. We doing X factors on offense too, or we waiting? My X factor on offense is J.K. Dobbins. I feel like he's gonna have a big game this week. I said that once. I'm gonna stand on it. I'm speaking into existence. I think he's gonna have a real big game this week.
All right, so both of y'all actually kind of on point this week. I ain't even mad at y'all. Look, I was thinking Patrick Queen for sure. I think Patrick Queen, like you were saying, as far as blitzing is concerned, I liked what I was seeing last week when it came to him just trying to, get through there. Josh Allen is somebody you need to keep eyes on because he started running downhill. I don't know who really going to sit there and pop him like that. And then at the same time, too, you just don't want to give him that much time to throw the ball and gather himself and get himself together. You don't know what's going to happen. Like you said, he got a cannon for an arm. He know how to use it. He not just all over the place with it. Offense, yeah, I definitely want to see J.K. I still want to see I want to see Rashad Bateman though. Rashad Bateman kind of last week was a little for me. He started getting together a little bit, but that inconsistency I wasn't really too much of a fan of. But if it's factoring in the rain and stuff like that, definitely want to see J.K. start to get off a little bit. Get him some touches, get him kind of out the backfield some. Whenever they're not giving the ball to Justice Hill, and hopefully get himself back in a rhythm. Because what we saw before from him, he was good. He was what we were looking for and what we needed. But I definitely think it's going to take some time for him to get back. I hope this is his coming out kind of party, so to speak.
Yeah, so I guess I'll give my guy on offense. I like what I saw from J.K. Dobbins' first week back. He had a really nice play. It was like a 3-yard run, but guy came unblocked. He did a nice spin move on him. I was like, okay, yeah, that's J.K. Dobbins right there. But like I said, it's only a 3-yard run. I don't want to hype it up too much, so. But I was happy to see that kind of explosiveness and spin. You know what I mean? Justice Hill did his thing, but I think Navin, I think you mentioned the guy. I want to see Rashad Bateman. I want to see a Rashad Bateman game. I think the Ravens still scheme up a lot of plays for Mark Andrews as they should. He's the guy. Don't get me wrong. But I think Mark Andrews has almost like 10 plus targets than like the next closest guy. And Rashad Bateman has shown and proved at least to start this season that he gets open. He generally catches the ball, and when he gets the ball in his hands, I haven't seen him be tackled by the first defender yet. And I absolutely love that from Rashad Bateman. When he gets the ball in his hands, he is so shifty. Um, the Ravens need to be, and this goes with Greg Roman. I know this is a tight end centric offense and things like that. I'm not going to complain about the offense because it's been pretty good, so I'm not going to complain about it. But if they could get Rashad Bateman the ball more, get him involved in the game, that's who I'm looking for. So yeah, man, what you guys' thoughts on how Rashad Bateman's been performing so far this season?
Like you said, man, the first man ain't tackling him, and that's like that's what sets you apart as a skill player. If you ask me, whether you're a running back or a wide receiver or quarterback, if you can make that first man miss at the getting the ball, then you good to go. Like I ain't gonna lie, he kind of surprised me. I didn't know that like he was that shifty. He's a very shifty player, and he's pretty fast. Like if you go back to that week against the Dolphins, he caught a slant and took it to the house. That looked like Odell from back in the day. That's crazy to say back in the day, but that looked like Odell a couple years ago. House and slants like it was nothing. I think Odell might have housed a slant on us before. That's what it really looked like, and I was like, damn. So I would like to see him be featured more. I'm not sure how many catches he had last game, but I know it took him a little minute to get off because I was playing him in fantasy. So two catches. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I would like to see him featured more, hopefully this week or in the coming weeks. Of course, we still early in the season. We only in week 4. A lot of everybody. I feel like everybody overreacting, like as far as the whole league go. So yeah.
Yeah, so I believe he had like 2 catches last week. I think he had maybe 2 or 3. I know he had the one where he made the guy miss, and he had the one where he caught it and fumbled on the play. So I believe those might have been his 2 catches last week, if I'm not mistaken. So as far as I'm trying to think, man. This game is interesting because there's a lot of different factors. We got the weather, you got Josh Allen, you got 2 MVP level quarterbacks going into this game, and I'm trying to think of what else could really be a cause for a big time lesson in this game, or a big time play in this game. And a guy that I think about is obviously not to be honest, but it's Mark Andrews. I see the linebackers for the Bills, and they're okay, they're good linebackers, but what I'm looking at is the safeties. Micah Hyde is out for the season. Jordan Poyer is questionable. So if Jordan Poyer is questionable, that means that he's not fully healthy. Really nobody's fully healthy at this point in the season, but you get what I'm saying. So I think Mark Andrews going against these safeties. We saw what he did versus the Patriots. Grabbing on top of 2 safeties' heads. So now if we got a backup safety back there, then you got a Jordan Poyer who is hobbled. I'm looking another big game for Mark Andrews could be down the pike, and we know what Lamar Jackson going to do. So I don't want to go this whole thing about Mr. Lamar Jackson. Obviously, we know what he's going to do. I don't think there's a game I go into and I worry about whether or not Lamar Jackson is going to play well. I'm well past that point. Been past that point for a couple of years. So, but yeah, you guys got anybody else that you're looking at to say that we need this guy to have a good game to win this game?
Absolutely.
Oh, you got it.
Go ahead. I think if field position is going to be a thing, if the weather, Devin Duvernay. Let's get that good field position off the bat with them kick returns and the punt returns and so forth. Let's shorten the field for our offense. I think that's really going to be one of a key factor that we're not really taking into consideration. Of course, like you said, Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews. Of course, we need to get the run game together, but having that shortened field, we have a lot less issues to worry about. Especially, again, we got Lamar back there. So if something happens, he's going to figure it out if it's 4th and 2 or something like that, or be 20 yards away from the end zone. So I think that's what we need to take. And on top of that, too, I'm going to respect him as a receiver. I saw the toe tap. I'm going to respect him as a receiver as well, when he out there. But it's just that return man's skill set that I'm looking for him.
Well, the Ravens gonna have to, like you said, the Ravens gonna have to win the game in all 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. Even if we do have to punt, shout out to Jordan Stout. He's a hell of a punter. I never really paid attention to punting. Of course not, because it's like that's a punter, but he really is a good punter. Like I really appreciate that when we do have to punt. Like I can guarantee they're gonna be inside the 20, no matter where we punt from. But we didn't mention this at all. I don't know if Ronnie Stanley gonna play. The Rook is in there, 77, right? Filet. I'm not sure how to say his name.
Falele.
All right. Falele got to go against Von Miller this week. All right. Same time, because Falele, it seems as though that knows obviously how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? So but I'm pretty sure that the Ravens are to a certain extent, because he's that dynamic of a pass rusher. And he worth every penny. I was kind of whatever he got was I think it was 120 mil. Kind of was questioning that at first. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, no. You brought up a great point, man. We didn't mention that. You're right. I mentioned the injury report, but I didn't mention that Falele would be going against Von Miller, and that's a scary matchup. I think the Ravens are gonna have to definitely chip Von Miller. They did a couple of things last week when Dietrich Wise was really giving Falele a lot of problems to start the game. They straight up put like a tight end on that side next to Falele sometimes, and then just chipped him like that, damn near double team right off the rip. But after that, he settled into the game. But Von Miller's a different beast. All right, ain't no denying that. Um, and yeah, like you guys said, field position, punting the ball, kicking the ball. We got Justin Tucker, but last time we played Buffalo, I mean, it was in Buffalo, it was crazy win. So I mean, obviously the situation is completely different. He did miss a couple field goals, so it's just worth mentioning. I think that Tucker kicking all weather, so it was just kind of a freak game when that happened right there. So we gotta get to the end right here, and we gotta do the prediction now. Um, it's rough for me because this is the first week where I feel like I could predict the Ravens to lose, and I generally don't like doing that going into a game. But I'm gonna let y'all kick it off. Give me y'all predictions, what y'all think the score going to be, and things like that.
I think we have this might not be the best way to put it, but we're gonna have a shootout at the bank, man. I think we're gonna do about I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with like 31-28 Ravens. I think it'll be something along those lines. Um, Depending on how everything holds up, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna go back and forth. Both of our defenses have like holes in it. Like they're good defenses, but they're not the best defenses, obviously. Like I didn't know that Micah Hyde was out for the season. That's major. That's a major blow to them. So we're gonna really see if their young safeties can step up against Mark Andrews and Bateman and Duvernay. So we're gonna see. But I do think there's gonna be a shootout. I think the Ravens prevail, 31-28. And yeah, that's how we rocking.
I'm thinking 31-24. And the reason why I feel like I lowballed the Ravens last game. I said something like 20-something points. And it's just not registering to me who Lamar Jackson really is and how many touchdowns he really going to put up. So I'm going to respect him. And I'm going to respect that offense and say we going to get to 31. But I think the Bills still going to just, be the Bills. They still going to be a good team regardless. But I can see them just putting up 24 on us. But I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens edging them out just a little bit.
All right, if the weather permits, just a light drizzle, we can still pass the ball, things like that. I think teams are gonna go up and down the field, like kind of like how you guys saying. I'm seeing 34-31. I'm gonna go Ravens, game winning field goal. Tucker line it up at the bank, you know what I mean? Get us out of here with a W. Do you
I
guys
mean,
got
yeah,
any last? Right. You guys got any last thoughts before we get out of here about this game?
how many yards is the field goal gonna be?
All right, we thinking. I mean, as soon as cut across the 50, we in the money zone. So, but I'm gonna say game winning field goal, 48 yards, 48-yard game winner, easy money for Tuck. No sweat. He wake up out the bed and do that.
I was thinking more like 106 yarder. It's Justin Tucker. So it don't matter where he is. If you wake up out of bed and kick the ball, you're gonna make it regardless. But you said last thoughts. I mean, my biggest thought is I want to see consistency, and I want to see all phases of the ball of football click for us. I want to see our offense, defense, and special teams finally click on all cylinders for the entire duration of a game. Defense gave up, here and there, different games. Offense kind of just looking like, every once in a while. I just want to see us be a complete team and be that Super Bowl contending team I know we are.
Yeah, if you have any final thoughts, are you good?
Final thoughts. I need the Ravens to. I don't want us to overreact, because like I was looking at it. I seen a tweet. I can't figure out. I don't remember who said it, but it's like if we lose, it is week 4. It's early. It don't really mean nothing. And if we win, it's like a litmus test. Damn near for real. So we're gonna really see where the Ravens are, because everybody has the Bills as basically the number 1 team, especially well, not the number 1 team, but basically number 2 after the loss to the Dolphins. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna see. I really think this is gonna be one of those what they would call, I guess you would say, litmus test. We're gonna see where the Ravens really are and what they can do.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Like you said, it's only going to be week 4. If the Ravens lose, they drop to 2-2. I mean, the Dolphins game really sucks because I would feel a lot more comfortable with a loss here, honestly, if we didn't lose that Dolphins game. But at the end of the day, 2-2. If the Browns lose the game, I forgot who they're playing against. The whole division will pretty much be 2-2 because the Bengals won. So, it ain't, like I said, it ain't the end of the world. But you will like to win this game because this is a legit contender on the other side of the ball. So, that's our thoughts for today, man. We're gonna get up out of here. It's your boy Gabriel, Navin, Avin, and we out, man. Y'all have a beautiful day.